Hello?
Yeah.
We
Wow.
did it.
I know. We
We
can do
did it.
this.
This is our eighth episode, and we finally learned how to plug in. Uh, we spent like normally spend like 45 minutes to an hour just trying to get the audio set up correctly.
But we did it right the first time.
I don't know if this means we professional podcasters or what, but we just jumped right on in.
Let's see.
Divorce is not an option podcast. Relationship coach extraordinaire Stephen James Dixon,
Hmm.
co-host Tamara Gillespie.
Hey,
Tell her,
y'all.
you're not gonna do smooth sounds. I was
No,
gonna let you have that.
I've decided now that you don't want it no more. I don't either.
Oh, that's raggedy. That's real raggedy. Okay, I'm gonna commandeer my line back. What? Why we recording so late today? Why we way behind schedule, like an hour and a half behind?
I had to make my man some food.
Oh, that's right. You got the whole engagement thing. We need to talk
Yes,
about that.
I was getting married.
Congratulations,
Thank
everybody!
you.
All the fellow single women that's out there listening to the podcast.
There is still
Celebrating.
hope.
There's still hope. Jumping for joy. Turned 40 and got the ring. What was it? Back to back.
Yes, he proposed the day before my birthday.
Wow, there
Yes, he did
is
it
hope.
big.
He did it big. Hey, I don't know. You want to tell it or what you
Well,
want to do?
yeah. I
It's
mean, I
gonna be
told
haters.
him
Wait. It's gonna be haters, right?
that's all right. Like
Okay, do it. They're gonna hate on you.
what is for you is for you. It's coming.
They're gonna hate on you like Sierra last week. We was talking about.
I don't even understand that, but whatever.
Go
But
shine your dude.
no,
Go shine on your dude.
he rented out an art gallery. He got my best friend to help him out and, like do all of the planning, get all my family and friends there and his family and friends. And he just basically surprised me. What really got me was he did a painting. Like, he knows I'm really into art. And so he took me on a date for my birthday, and I'm thinking we're going to an art gallery. And he actually, like, painted something for me. Um, and so I was like trying to soak that in, and then he takes me
But
around the
but is it in
corner.
the living room?
Oh,
Is it?
he hung it up the other day.
Oh, okay. We don't really know if you like it or not. You know what I'm
It's up.
saying?
I love it. I love it
Okay.
because he did it.
Okay. All right. But
So, and he
you
put
don't know
a
if you're
lot
gonna be
of
able to
work
sell
and
it yet.
effort into that.
You don't know.
I don't know if everybody can appreciate the art, but I do.
Uh oh. I ain't mad at that.
So,
I ain't mad at that.
anyway, that's
That
what
sounds like.
matters.
Hey, that sounds amazing. I love it, man. I love hearing um, engagements, proposals. I think that's very, very crucial. I mean, that says a lot about him. That he took the time to really plan out that event. I think it's important. I think it's one of those. It's very few rememberable moments in your life. Like, let's say
Mm.
maybe it's 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, really memorable moments, and that will be counted as one of them.
Yes, I will never ever forget that.
And I remember. Okay, you finish yours, and I'll tell how we got engaged.
Well, so basically, he took me around a wall after he had shown me the painting that he did, and he had my eyes covered, and I was completely clueless. And I hear somebody singing "A Ribbon in the Sky," and then he removes his hands, and so of course I looked straight to the voice. He had a woman from church, a soloist from church, come in and sing, and I see everybody, my parents, my brothers, my best friends, his aunt, my aunt, like, just everybody. And like, I'm taking in one face at a time, and while I'm kind of digesting, like, why are all these people here, he gets down on one knee and proposes.
He already got the clearance from mom and dad in advance, right?
Yes, I had no clue. He went over to my parents' house and
Uh huh.
talked to them, and yeah, so I was like, wow.
Okay, tell us what was going wrong in advance of the like. What did he have to stall on and cover up? It's
Now that
always
was
something.
funny. Yes. So it was a couple of things. One, he was trying to finish the painting. So he was behind schedule. No, let me rephrase that. He was trying to get the painting to the art gallery. So he was behind schedule on that, and apparently the caterer that he had hired to provide hors d'oeuvres for the event was running behind. So he was trying to stall me, and I had no clue. I'm thinking we're gonna go to whatever the art gallery, and then we're gonna eat, and I'm hungry. And he took me to Fuel City Tacos.
You just going a taco? You're not a taco girl. Why can't he get
Okay.
a taco in?
Okay, I love Fuel City Tacos at 3 o'clock in the morning after you leave the club.
Okay,
But
bet.
when I'm dressed,
You was killing it.
yes,
What was the heels looking like? What was
yes.
the
Oh
heels
my
looking like?
goodness, it was everything. It was all out, and my best friend, of course, knew all about everything. So she'd come over to my house and was, making sure I had the right outfit on. And I'm thinking I'm just going out, but she's like, "No, girl, wear that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cute." I don't realize that it's something special. So yes, I had a bad, fitted blue dress on, 5-inch
Uh
heels,
oh.
the
Oh. Now
whole
wait.
nine.
So did you complain when he took you to Fuel City Tacos?
Yes, I was like, "What? I dressed for Fuel City, but okay."
Did he keep it cool? How did he
He
handle
was, he
your
was,
complaint?
he was like, "No, no, no, no." So I wanted to take you somewhere first. So before we go eat, and this is just to hold you till then. I'm just gonna get you a little chicken taco and to hold you. And I'm like, "Okay, well, I am hungry."
Okay.
So
So, but he didn't get rattled because
he
you was
didn't.
upset about. I think I like him. I think I like him. That's all good traits, good skills, good character,
Yes, he
good
is
morals.
definitely very patient with my crazy.
Yes, I like
Yes,
that. Okay,
yes.
what else we got? Is that it on you? I'm gonna tell mine.
Yeah, go right ahead.
And again, I love stories like that because I think it's important. And I was the same way. Like I wanted to do something really big, something really memorable.
Mhm.
At the time, my wife was an actor, and she was trying to get her SAG card and all that. And she was
Mhm.
doing plays and trying out for movie scripts and TV series. It was when Dallas was doing a lot of TV for Fox and all that kind of stuff, like
Yep, I
Prison
remember
Break,
all that.
all that stuff.
Yep.
And so, I used to actually get copies of the emails from her agent when her agent would send out, auditions, and she wanted me to get copies of them too in case she would miss something. Like so, if I saw it first, I make sure I call her and she actually see the email. And so I set it
Aw.
up with her agent to make it an audition. And so I wrote this script about a woman that gets proposed to by a man.
Aw.
And so we rented out a location to do the audition and the tape. Hired a camera crew. Had her agent send the email. I missed the email, of course. She saw the email. Gets all dressed to go to the occasion. Had two other brothers there who read for the part of the man who asked the woman to marry them.
Aw.
So the first brother read, through the script and all that, and it was cool. Then the next brother reads through the script and it's all cool. Then I walk in, and she looking at me like,
Why you here?
"Why you
You
here?
messing up
Why
my
you playing?
money.
Why you playing on my job?" You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's how she doing. Like, "Why you playing on my job? What are you doing? Get out of here! I'm trying to be a thespian right now."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "Yo, I'm trying to," and I gotta be cool too. Like your dude was. I gotta be cool too. Like. And like I'm serious. No, I'm about to get my acting thing on too. You know what I mean? I'm about to shine too. I'm about to be Denzel, right? And so as I'm reading the part with her, and she's reading the part, right when we got to the part where I said, "Will you marry me?" and got down, right before it really was known that it was real, she
Mhm.
started crying,
Oh, yeah,
and,
I
and
cried too.
like almost in anticipation of, is this real? Like, or this
Yep.
could be real.
Yep.
And then the way I had written the script was I had now written things about us that she now figured out. Like
Aw.
like when I took her to surprise trip to Hawaii and stuff like that. Now it all made sense. Before it was like a neat coincidence, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
When she was reading it with other people. But then when I was doing it, it was like, oh, the other guys, and oh, could this be all that? Boom, I bust out with the bling bling. Of course she
Okay.
says yes. It was all amazing. And then after that, we had an after set, got a nice little spot downtown. I think it was at the Fairmont or something. We got a suite at the Fairmont. It was nasty. Had all our friends and family up in there, and it
Aw.
went down. And so yes,
A
we
little bit
both.
romantic.
Yes, we both have amazing proposal stories. I'm gonna give my man a high five and some dab. And when we get that audio,
You did
when we get
good.
that audio file, when we're gonna get the audio for the clapping
Yes,
audio file,
exactly.
we
Exactly.
gotta.
You did real good. Yeah,
bootleg.
once
We
we can
bootleg.
afford that.
Okay, now wait. Serious talk now.
Mhm.
Talk to the people that's not gonna get invited to the wedding. Go
Why
on, do
you
this.
tripping though? This is for real, for real. So I'm a little bit fancy.
Right.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna go to the W. We gonna have our reception at the W. Yeah, my
40,000,
village.
40, 50,000.
Oh my gosh! Like it was like $82 a plate was the cheapest dinner.
And then you start thinking about, okay, I don't like them $82
What?
enough. I don't
Right?
like them $82 enough. I don't like neither one of them for even $40, so I can't do that. And that's not, I don't even like that whole side of my cousins right there.
Yes. And so I have a huge family. And then to top it off, my daddy is a pastor. So my mama, I'm about
She
to
did not
put her
announce it
on
at the church.
blast. But my,
Please, please say she didn't announce it at the church.
she asked me if she could do that. She really did. Talking about, well, they can, they seen you grow up, so they can just witness the wedding. They don't have to come to the reception. I'm like, who does that? You
No,
can come
no.
to the wedding, but you can't come to the reception.
No, we can't even talk about it at the church. No.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we just gonna announce it to 5,000 people and tell them they can't go to the reception.
And they all know you. They all coming up. You have to be
Yes.
escorted out of the building before church service was over. And shit now. You
So
have to
I'm
dip
like,
out through the back before the service.
no, no, we can't do all that because I already got a big family, and I'm just like, okay, just having my family and a few friends is already 200 people. So
And so you got it down. We shouldn't. Dang, I didn't want you to really say the number because now I might have to go back and edit that out because now people like I couldn't get in that number.
no, 150 people are actually blood related to me.
Oh.
So
So
no,
you could tell friends, hey friends, y'all might not make the cut.
yes, 150 people literally are blood related to me, and the other 50 is his family. So yes.
So you trying to tell me that podcast extraordinaire
Yeah, you might not make
person,
the cut, dude.
it just got real in here.
Unless you got $82.
Wow.
No, but wait. So then my cousin is telling me. So I'm like really, 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 really trying to let go of my dreams of the W. But it's right next to the American Airlines Center, and there is a Dallas Stars game that night. And so I'm like, okay, I'm scared that traffic will be so bad I wouldn't make it to my own reception. And my cousin tells me this story about this couple somewhere like New York or LA or somewhere who literally ended up stuck in traffic and doing their first dance on the freeway because they couldn't make it to their reception.
Did they get a movie out of it?
This just happened last week. I don't know.
I'm not feeling it if they ain't getting no movie out of it.
Well, I mean, we got to see it. It may be coming soon, but as of as of last week, they ended up having their first dance, and the only reason they got out is because somebody that was in the wedding party was going the opposite direction of traffic and saw this, stopped, picked them up, and they had to basically walk across the barrier and go to the other side of the freeway, and were able to get to their reception 2 hours late.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not
And
gonna be able to do the W.
yeah, that's a good reason not to do the W.
Yeah.
Since the Dallas Stars game is there. Otherwise you would just ball out, huh?
Yeah, yeah, no. That's a whole nother thing. Learning how to do finances with my man because he saw the budget and was like, this is what you think a wedding gonna cost?
The one time I knew I was in trouble was when we was negotiating over the wedding. And I told my wife, I said, honey, you're not being fair. Like she was not like ignoring the budget.
You
Just
said that?
ignored the budget. Like totally. Like she was like,
Yeah.
okay. She was like, this is how much I have to spend for my dream wedding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, here go the budget over here. Like, why don't you have the budget as a part of your documentation that you
That had
have?
nothing to do with
all these-
anything.
like she got a receipt or whatever from the photographer, the videographer, the people that's dancing, the people that's singing, the reception, the caterer, the tuxedos, the dresses, the insurance, all that. But she could have just added in the sheet with the budget on it. You know what I'm saying? That was over on the other pile, like the throwaway pile.
That's
And I said,
irrelevant.
honey, you're not being fair. And she looked me right in my eye and she said to me, I don't have to be fair. I didn't. I was at a loss for words. I wasn't prepared for that. Like I thought we was a
Yeah.
team, and I thought we was gonna work through things together. And she let it be known then and there that we was not a team on this occasion.
That was her thing.
That was her. I was
Yeah, that's what
blown
we're
away.
working on right now.
What else going on with you?
I was trying to tell you. So I go out to happy hour with my friends today. And I'm just amazed. Like I had just gone to work out, so I didn't have my ring on, and I didn't really think anything of it. But this guy walks up and he's like, "Hey, beautiful, do you mind if I sit here? We're at the bar." And I'm like, go on, empty seat, whatever. And he made a couple other little flirtatious comments. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not really, paying attention. I'm hanging with my friends. But then at some point, I realized this dude has a wedding ring on. And then this woman walks in, and he's sitting with this. I'm assuming his wife, because she had a ring on too. But you never know with the way he was acting. But anyway, so as we walk out, my girlfriend tells me he is looking at your behind the whole way out, like he not with another woman. And I'm like, is this how we do it?
I wonder, do you think? Oh, you weren't paying attention, so you don't know. But you don't know if the woman allowed it to happen or whatever.
I mean, obviously, I just didn't get the impression that. I don't know. I don't know anything about them, but just from the way he was talking, he was comfortable.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Sadly.
That he was married and he did that. We got to bring. This was probably not a good day to bring on that story, Tamara, because we was having such a good vibe going.
But that's what I'm just like. I'm thankful
vibe.
that I don't. My man is not like that. But I'm like, you never know. This is 10, 15 years in a marriage, or it could be, and maybe he was, all into her 10, 15 years ago.
When you say my man is not like that, like I am very much like that. But let me say that my wife don't play like that, so I don't exhibit that side of me.
Okay, well, maybe he know.
Nah, my wife knows. Like, well, let me say I know
That's
that if
what I'm
my
saying.
wife, said if my wife overheard me complimenting, my wife don't want me complimenting no other women. Like, I can't even, like, oh, she look good. No, my wife don't do that. My wife don't do that. We sitting on the couch and I compliment somebody on TV.
Mm-hmm.
She don't get down.
Well, we never even had to have that conversation. He's never said or done anything that made me feel in any way disrespected whatsoever. So I just was like amazed. This is how you do marriage? Like, really?
You know what? As a matter of fact, I got checked last night. We went to see a movie, and I said to my wife after the movie, I said that, you know what? I always been wondering why this particular actress gets a lot of shows, because she like regular to me. And I said to my wife, I think it's the eyes. And my wife was like, we don't need you doing over analysis of why
Right?
is on a TV. We don't need you figuring. We need you to just watch the movie.
Don't worry about it. That ain't your
trying to
business.
figure out what features make her be an actress and a star. I was like, you know what? Let me back up off that. You know what? You're right.
Yes.
It was a bad movie. All that. I'm not even. I can't even mention the movie no more.
Yep.
What we talking about?
And now you know. Okay. So today we are discussing an article posted on MadameNoir.com on November 18th, 2016 by, and I'm going to mess her name up, I'm sure, but Victoria Umoroji. And it's about the HBO series Insecure, the series finale. And the article was titled "The Ridiculous Notion of Quote Unquote Building a Man." So this article just really struck me. I've been watching the series. I didn't actually get to see the actual finale, but I kind of knew what was going on with the series, and so I'm reading the article, and it just really kind of hit me. Some of the stuff that was going on. And spoiler alert, if you ain't seen the series finale, you need to stop here and go see it before we get into this.
We're about to get into it.
Right. But one of the things that they're talking about is cheating. Like, so basically the premise of the story is Issa is involved with her boyfriend Lawrence, and Lawrence loses his job somewhere along the lines. They've been together about 4 years, and I guess about the last year and a half, Lawrence been sitting on the couch talking about his dreams. So Issa is getting frustrated, like, dude, when you get a job.
What's his dreams? I don't watch the show either. I don't watch much TV, but what's his dream?
So I didn't even really catch that part either. So, I mean, he's been talking about this dream, but he talks to this other woman. So he's been talking about his dream to this woman at the bank when he goes and cashes his unemployment check.
We're about to get in trouble because neither one of us know Lauren's dream, and it's going to be listeners who are going to be mad that we all know Lauren's dream.
I don't even think that, like, okay, so up until the point that I had seen it, like, they hadn't really discussed his dream. It was just about him sitting on the couch. But
Let's just move on because we're gonna get
yes,
blasted. I could just feel it coming on.
whatever. But the point of the life lesson here,
Hmm.
though, is that Lawrence meets this woman at the bank, and he sees her every time he go cash his unemployment check,
Uh oh.
and she is supportive of whatever dream it is that he has, and he feels like the woman he has is not supportive of his dream. But she done
Yeah,
been with you through the whole time while you sitting on the couch.
it reminds me of times when I've had to talk to people who cheated on their spouse,
Hmm.
and I have to talk them off the ledge of thinking the grass is greener with this other person.
Exactly.
And what I mean by that is they'll this say things like, "Oh man, I just have so much fun with her," and I don't have as much fun with my
It's
wife.
easy
Well,
to
I'm
have
like,
fun because she don't need her bills paid.
she don't need her bills paid, or she might want her bills paid, but she hadn't told you yet.
Yeah,
But she
but
don't
you
need
are
to
not the one who's
discuss no.
supposed to be paying her bills.
Right, but you don't have to even discuss bills with her. You don't have to discuss
Exactly.
life insurance. You ain't got to discuss the
Exactly.
lawnmower or what we eating for dinner. She's strictly for fun, and you cannot compare that to your woman that's holding you down and got your back and is making sure
And
your
going to
family
work
is
every day
taken
while you sit on the couch.
and go on work every day, no doubt. And so we have to be clear when we comparing. What is what happens is stability, consistency, being reliable and accountable. Those things are not shiny and amazing, but
Right.
they're what's important in a relationship.
Right.
And we miss that. We forget about that, and we undervalue and underappreciate those
But
types of
that's
things.
a huge, like, that's a podcast in and of itself, because in reality, we are not taught that those are the things that are primarily what you're supposed to be looking for. We're
Right. And
looking
so,
for the bright and shiny. And
right.
when it's not shiny no more, we're done.
My pastor said people are all taught to look for chemistry instead of character.
Mm.
you know. And so we sitting around like, how do we get along? Do sparks fly? Do
Mm-hmm.
butterflies fly out? Do I feel amazing and all? And true, some of that should come into place.
Right.
But if all of that happens while you're drinking and he's already, in another relationship or whatever, it's other circumstances that come with chemistry,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But character is character every day and it's unadulterated, unfiltered.
Well, so one of the things that struck me in this article was talking about in the course of this relationship, with all of this drama going on, she ends up cheating on him. And so,
She raggedy.
whatever.
Oh, okay, that was under my breath. You heard
Yeah,
that? Okay.
yeah, uh-huh. So, I mean, I'm not in any way, shape, or form condoning cheating, but, there was a lot of stuff going on. And the problem here was that in everyday life, the quote is, men rarely forgive women for the indiscretions that they are expected to be forgiven of. So, why are you upset? Or let me rephrase that. Why is it that you cannot even fathom forgiving somebody for something that you would want to be forgiven of?
We can't do it. I don't even have no whole philosophical, theoretical analyzation. We can't
Even
do
the dudes,
it.
you make the same mistake. Like you were talking about the couple in the last podcast. Dude had like cheated 15 times, and
Yes.
she possibly cheated. Not even that she actually had cheated. She was just talking to somebody else, and he
She
couldn't
had
let
an
it go.
emotional relationship,
And he couldn't let it go.
and he could not let it go. And he basically held on to saying she did have more than an emotional relationship because that was just what he thought. I just think she did more. And I'm like, she's saying no, you have no evidence. She got evidence on you.
Right.
You've admitted and confessed
Right.
to cheating with multiple women, but he still couldn't let it go. And it's a flaw in men. I mean, we take and I'm gonna offer an explanation. It's definitely not an excuse, and it's definitely double standard, right? So
Yep.
with men, we're possessive, right? So it's my woman, it's mine, my woman, right? And so as a
I'm like, that's
man,
my
that we
man.
true. But our possession for us is different because possession is also about protection, security, safety, stability. Provisions. All of that comes into my possession. That means I provide all of these things for you. And so, if I'm doing all of that for you, and you're supposed to be all about me and submission and traditional values and roles and all that kind of stuff, and you step out, I'm like, I can't deal with it. Right? I don't know how to deal with it. Another excuse I got, right, from men, I recognize these to be excuses to all my podcast listeners. You ain't got to crush me on this one.
Hmm.
I know they're all excuses. Another excuse is we don't generally deal with that kind of stuff,
Well,
right?
so that goes back to the point of when a woman cheats, there is something seriously wrong. So you need to step back and figure out what pushed my woman into somebody else's arms.
Before we get to that, though, I want to step back and say to Tamara, how old were you when you thought that the first person you dated cheated on you?
Oh wow. 15.
So keep going real quick. You at 15, you think your boyfriend cheated on you, then your high school sweetheart, then your college sweetheart, and then this guy you was dating when you was 25, and then this guy you was dating when you was 27, another one when you was 32, and so you've dealt with it so much.
Yeah.
And you got your friends too, right? They cheat on your girl, cheat on your other girl, and so y'all deal with this. Y'all have experience dealing with it. Here go another dude that's cheating. All men are dogs, whatever, blah 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 blah. I have never. I'm a 42-year-old man. I've never, as far as I know, been cheated on in my entire life. I don't. I
I'm
don't.
gonna
I think
leave
you
that
laughed
as
too
far
hard.
as you know. But okay.
I think you laughed too hard at that. I didn't like that.
I'm just saying, we just gonna go with what you know.
As far as I know, and I know that I can't handle it. Like I can't handle it. Like I'm not built to handle, and that's an excuse too, because women, no one's really built to handle it. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying that women have a lot more experience with it, which is sad, right? That's terrible.
Yeah, and I mean nobody should have to handle it, but it's just funny to me. Like they talk about, you know, they talked about or she talked about in the article, how women basically like for generations have stayed with men who like had whole other families across the tracks, and you had this one little issue based on honestly a dissatisfaction that began by something that you did, and you can't even stop and think, okay, maybe maybe I need to evaluate me. Maybe I need to fix something in me. But no, I'm gonna go in the easier grass on the other side that is quote unquote supporting me. But let you lay up on her couch for a while and see how long that support lasts.
Why y'all hating on the bank teller? Why the bank teller can't get no love?
I'm just saying it's easy to support somebody when it ain't your bills they're supposed to be paying.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so
I saw a lot of that people. Why he gonna be with the bank teller?
I mean, just seriously though. So, and that's a whole nother thing. You have a woman who is like doing something driven, making something of her life, and honestly, for all intents and purposes, she's supporting you.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to go with the bank teller, okay? Cool.
And I see she actually pointed that out in the article too, where she says guys don't really deal with being hurt.
No,
Um,
that's the biggest thing. So like he got hurt and he moved on instead of saying let's sit here and evaluate this and maybe go to counseling or whatever.
and that's what the whole premise of the book "Men Don't Heal, We Hoe" is about. It's
Yep,
about
you're
how
absolutely
men
right.
basically what happens when men break up with women. So we break up with Susie on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
On Wednesday we out with Susan. I mean with Katie, and then Thursday is Demetria. Then Friday is Tamara, and then after that is Lamisha or whatever. And it's because we don't know how to heal. Additionally, like she pointed out in the article, we don't really have a platform to heal. We don't discuss these things. We don't
Yep.
talk about,
Yep.
like I just recently had, and I've been doing relationship coaching for 10 years now, but I just recently had a close friend call me and be vulnerable, like, yo, my girl left and I'm hurt, and normally it's me having to reach and pull that out
Yeah.
of them,
Because
you
she
know.
actually made the point that, when men are hurt, they, go to the strip club and surround themselves with their friends who are also hurt in some way, shape, or form and just reduce women to being objects. And they're not made to be like they used to, they don't make them like they used to.
Yep.
And, whatever, whatnot. When the reality is there's issues on both sides that need to be resolved.
Yep. And so, yeah, it's just, I wish we would be more comfortable with talking. I actually had another conversation with it was like three or four single men that were all over 40, and
Mhm.
all of them had different relationship issues that we were talking about,
Mhm.
and all of them were, man, I forgot I got to call one of them back actually.
Focus, focus.
It's been like 3 weeks. I'm supposed to call him,
Oh wow,
and
really?
yeah, he's struggling too. And it was just trying to communicate. See, the other thing is, not only do we not have the platform, honestly, we haven't even seen men work through problems and issues. We haven't seen men, say,
Well,
"I'm going to fight
yeah.
for my relationship. I'm going to fight for my
Yeah,
marriage."
so that was a whole nother point that she made in the article. Like, men don't put forth the effort that is needed into cultivating their relationship. And she pointed out one instance where somebody had gone from or a relationship that needed some work and cultivation, and he went on and met somebody new and became the perfect boyfriend to the new chick. Like, why you couldn't have been the perfect boyfriend to me?
Yeah, I've seen that a million times too. I always advise women of that, especially strong women like yourself, like my wife. Y'all put so much work and energy into crafting us into the man that is marriageable.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we leave, we ready to get married now,
Right.
and you left.
And
And
the
I always tell
next chick
women,
benefits.
and the next chick's benefit. And I always tell women that that's why you have to leave earlier. My rule for women is to
Mm,
date more and
yeah.
to leave earlier. And women stay too long,
Yep.
and you keep investing in this man, and you've invested in him so much that he's about to return on his investment, and then you get tired of it and you leave. Whereas I say that you have to leave earlier. So you leave when you leave, and the reason why I say leave earlier is because you want to leave before you build resentment. Because if you build resentment, you're gonna leave in an ugly way. You're gonna cuss him out. You're gonna talk about his mama who you never liked, and then he can't take you back after that when he's ready to actually get married.
Yeah. Well, the one point that, or the last point I think that really struck me was that she talks about like all the comments that we hear, especially as black women, talking about Barack and Michelle and how Michelle, built a man, and women today don't want to build a man, and the problem is that sometimes tends to backfire on us. So just like you said, we will stay in this relationship for an extended period of time. We will build this man, and she specifically gives the example of Tory Hart. You build this man, he gets all this fame and fortune, and he's, now he's big man on campus, and he done with you, and you're left behind.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I don't, and it's about what you value too. Like I value and look forward to saying to people I've been married for 50 years. You know,
Right.
that's you know what? It's because I got over the collection of women or collecting women as an accomplishment. Like I start
Mm-hmm.
figuring out that
Mm-hmm.
basically anybody can collect women for any number of reasons. Number one, you got money. Number two, you could just be tall and light skinned. Number three, you know what I mean? You could just have a
Yep.
nice car and collect
Yep.
women. So it's not necessarily, I can't pat myself. I learned that I can't pat myself on the back anymore for something that anybody can. I mean, we see fat, ugly dudes all the time with bad chicks just because they got money. You
But
know?
I think it's a little bit like, I don't think that they realize that it's about collecting women. I think in their minds they honestly just feel like this is too hard, this is too much. And yeah, sometimes it is work. It definitely is work to stay with somebody for 50 years. And so they get to feeling themselves, I'm Kevin Hart, or I'm, whoever, and I don't have to put up with this. And no, you don't, because some chick will do whatever you want her to do just so she can get to your money.
I would love to read Tori Hart's story. She'll never tell the 100% truth because Kevin
Right.
does take care of her, and
Right.
he does, fess up, to this whole scenario of him being with her and her getting him through. He's acknowledged her a
Yes.
number of
But she
times,
flat out said the
that
other
he,
chick, ruined her marriage.
right, and so I would love to read that, but it'll never come out. Well, it's good
Yeah.
that they have a good relationship, though.
Yeah.
It's better that way.
Yeah. Anyway, politics.
Oh, politics. Oh, you know what? I got some interesting politic talk for you
What you
today.
got?
So, the new thing that people been doing is coming out and say we got to give Donald Trump a chance, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like he may govern and blah 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 and all that, right?
Right.
Okay, so he's been announcing his cabinet. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was going through and looking at everyone that is on his cabinet right now. I just want to. First thing I noticed was, and I read this in an article. I read this article on BBC.com. Was it BBC UK? The, Donald Trump's cabinet. Treasury nominee is net worth 46 million. Health and Human Services nominee net worth 13.6 million. Commerce nominee 2.5 billion. Education nominee 5.1 billion. I mean, like just everyone in his they said is the richest cabinet ever assembled. HUD nominee 26 million. Attorney General 7.5 million. And then I wanted to just break down some of these. Like when they say, give him a chance, right? Well, you can't give him a chance because you should know how he's going to govern now based on who he puts in his cabinet, the people that are going to be advising him. His chief strategist is a racist. It's been proven that he's a racist. His chief strategist is what was that guy's name?
Bannon.
Steve Bannon. Yeah,
Yep.
he's been proven to be a racist. He was the editor for the Guardian. Or what? No, don't take the Guardian out. It wasn't the
Breitbart.
Guardian. Breitbart, right? So he's been proven to be a racist. His Attorney General proven to be a racist. The Secretary of Health and Human Services. With this person, their whole life has been about privatizing Medicare and Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna put him in charge of Health and Human Services?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's ridiculous.
Because I
Okay.
mean that's the whole direction everything is going, the privatization of everything, because that's where the money is.
Right, and then same thing with the Secretary of Education. She's been trying to privatize and make charter schools and all those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And let's educate people on why privatization is bad. Okay, so when you privatization in health, what happens is you get say $5,000 to use for your health. Well, what if your bill is $10,000?
Yep.
And so now you need to come up with another 5,000 on your own. And of course, if you need $10,000, that means something probably happened in your life that was not your fault. Like you genetically have some type of
Cancer
disease.
or yeah.
It wasn't your fault.
Right.
And now you in the hole.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we can't privatize healthcare. The other thing they do too is now they're able to divide and conquer when you privatize it because now everyone is for themselves. Now you got
Yep.
your 5,000, you got your 5,000,
Yep.
you got your 5,000. Same thing with education when you have these charter schools and things like that. What happens is they want to give everyone a voucher that they can, and the voucher is going to have a worth on it. Like this voucher is worth $5,000, and you can go to whatever school you want. But then what will happen is they will raise the prices of schools to where your $5,000 can't get you into that school.
Right.
And so this will also divide and conquer, start separating people. Basically, it takes us back to Jim Crow.
We've already been moving in that direction. I mean, there's already a huge disparity in education across socioeconomic and racial lines in this country. So it's already there. They're just pushing it to the next level. So, at least now there's some opportunity for kids to move around to other locations, or there are some good schools out there, but it's going to be the haves and the have-nots if we just keep going. That's just the only option. And if you have not, sorry for you.
And to go into that a little bit more, the issue with education is that education, schools, districts are based on the income from the property taxes from the district.
Exactly.
So if there's no jobs in your district, there's not a lot of residential value. A lot of people don't live there, they don't move there, they don't have turnover in their housing neighborhoods.
Yeah, you already see it in high income neighborhoods. They refuse to allow apartment complexes because that is lower income, or in general, that's the assumption that it's lower income families. So if you don't have these high dollar houses with these high dollar taxes to pay, the school districts, they don't want you in their neighborhood. So then, of course, the more expensive neighborhoods have way better schools than the less expensive neighborhoods.
And then the more expensive neighborhoods, they educate their kids better. Their kids
They have more
basically
resources.
they have more resources. It's basically cyclical. You know what I mean? Like it just
Exactly.
continues to happen. And the people that are raised in the poor neighborhoods, they're not educated, at the level
they
they
can't
need to
move
be
out.
educated. And they can't move out and they can't make money. And the district continues to struggle because they don't have the property tax revenue.
Yep.
Right? And so then I looked at the Secretary of Transportation. Right? So just named today Secretary of Transportation. She used to be the Secretary of Labor. Right? So as Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Labor means basically you watch labor. Like you watch what's happening in the world with labor, the 40-hour work week, if people are getting paid overtime, you watch all those types of things. They did not, when she was Secretary of Labor for 4 years, she did not introduce any new labor regulations. Not one for 4 years. So then when you take her and you make her the Secretary of Transportation, what's going to happen there, right? Then it makes you think about the Republicans are all about cutting regulations, right? So now what's going to happen in transportation, they're going to find ways to cut regulations. So things like the truck drivers being worked overtime and not being paid, or how often they can drive a truck. There's all kind of regulations on you have to drive for 8 hours and sleep for 8 hours or something like that or whatever. Look for all that stuff to change. What else I was looking at? Secretary of State. Secretary of State is the former CIA director who had a lot more to do with Benghazi than Hillary Clinton did.
But nobody's gonna bring that up.
No one's gonna bring that up. He
At
was he was
all.
a secretary.
Yeah.
He's a CIA director. He had CIA people there. He was on the phone. He is directly involved in what happened with
Yeah.
Benghazi. He was reporting to Hillary Clinton, but he can be Secretary of State now. The job that they're saying that she failed at doing.
Yeah, the hypocrisy is just, there are no words.
And really, the last one that I want to talk about, Secretary of Treasury. All this stuff about Donald Trump hating Wall Street. The bankers hate him. He don't care about Wall Street. He's for the people and all that. The Secretary of Treasury is a billionaire.
And used to work for Goldman Sachs.
Used to work for Goldman Sachs for 20 years.
Yep.
And he was a person that, he basically was a person who started, my understanding is, he was a person that started like the reverse mortgages and was really a part of the biggest part of the infrastructure for mortgages that collapsed in 2009.
Yep. It's crazy.
And so I'm like, if you look at his
People need to
cabinet,
pay attention.
people need to pay attention. So we're gonna try to give people a little bit of information when y'all come and listen to our podcast, because these are things that Tamara and I actually read. We go read. We don't just be on Facebook and Instagram getting fed information.
Right.
We go seek out information. Like I went and looked. I just Googled Trump's cabinet and I reviewed every single one of them. I'm interested in all that kind of stuff, and all of us should be, man. And one day we're gonna look up and it's gonna be too late.
Right. Because this is real life. This is the way the world is going.
Divorce is Not an Option podcast. Make sure you subscribe. We need you to subscribe and follow the podcast. Just go to wherever you listen to podcasts. We prefer you go to Spreaker Radio, create a free account, look for Divorce Not an Option, subscribe, follow, and every week what would happen is you would automatically update it. The app in your phone would get a feed and you'd be a notification that a new podcast, a new episode has been completed. So do that. We're also available on iTunes, on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on Google Play, Stitcher Radio, just everywhere that there's podcasting, you will find our podcast, Divorce is Not an Option. Tamara Gillespie, Stephen James Dixon. Any closing remarks?
Just peace out, y'all. See you next week.
Holla. Wait, I didn't like how I said holla. It was kind of...
You got to let that go.
I might take that back. Yeah, holla.
Bye.
Fellas.